welcome back to the Fanboys podcast, joined by myself and Ash and Jake. How you doing, guys?
Hello.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. This is a bit odd. This is
a bit different than the usual format, obviously, with current circumstances.
Yeah, no man cave this week, guys. No man cave.
Well, I'm from the man cave, but self-isolated in the man cave, you see.
Yeah, I'm stuck in my living room, and I think Jake, you're in your bedroom this time, ain't you?
I'm in my bedroom. A nice backdrop of purple curtains.
So
lovely. I could have a view of my town behind me, but not today.
No, we're all working from home. Some of us are working from home. Some of us can't work from home. So Jake, you can't work from home because you're a labourer. So
I am.
There's not many shelves you can put up unless that's what you're doing to occupy your time.
Well, I mean, if it was shelves that I do for a living, cool.
Okay.
It's not.
You never come back there, did you?
No, I couldn't think of anything. I had it in my head. This is just so bizarre, to be honest.
It's different. And obviously the quality isn't going to be half as good as it usually is due to having to do it over a video conferencing call. But there's not much we can really do about that. Everyone's on lockdown. Luckily, last week we just missed the lockdown. I think we recorded recorded last episode last Sunday, and then I think the lockdown got announced on Monday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
I think it
was it Tuesday?
Was it Monday?
It was. It was Monday. It was Monday or Tuesday. It was like the day after, or whatever. A few days after we did the podcast, we recorded the podcast. So
yeah, because I remember hoping that my work was going to get cancelled for the Monday, so I didn't have to go in, but that didn't happen.
Jokes on you.
First world problems. Yeah, you have to go to work.
I got mugged off.
Well, I'll have to go back to work eventually, mate.
Oh yeah, eventually.
Who knows when? But yeah. Anyway, last week we talked about our favourite games, and we got quite a good response from that video. Better than we thought. Yeah. So I think we're going to carry that on in this episode, and we're going to carry on because we had we ran out of time. Really, we could have gone on for another couple of hours talking about. We had lots more games available to talk about, but we couldn't get round to it. So I think we're going to carry on with that in this episode.
Part two.
We need to make these games some absolute bangers, boys, because I think we got something in the pipeline for next week. So let's get the games out of the way this week. Put our best efforts into it, and go from there.
That sounds like a plan, Ash, my boy.
Well then, if we're talking about absolute bangers.
Oh, Jake, are you starting?
I'm going to chuck it straight in. I'm going to chuck it in straight away. Came out last Friday, Doom Eternal.
Oh,
right.
And that's one of your favourite games of all time.
It's very rare that I go back for a second playthrough after a day of completing a game. Sometimes I wait a while. Doom Eternal, there is something about that game that just makes me want to keep going back to it. Even if I start playing other games, I think to myself, "Ooh, I could fuck up some zombies like demons right now. I'd love to do that." And it brings me back. I just keep going back and forth like between different games. I go on PlayStation now, play some shitty old PlayStation 3 game. Boom, Doom Eternal. Can't get away from it.
Now you've completed it, is there a new game plus, or is it just the...
So in each level you have different collectibles, you have different challenges to do, etc., etc. There's loads of stuff to do, and there's an online mode which I'm fucking awful at because I hate playing with other people. Yep. I'm really shit at playing games.
Now, I just want to make sure, guys, this is a brand new game that has just come out. So, Jake, please contain yourself. No spoilers this time.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
Does it have like a proper campaign? I've never played a Doom game, to be fair, so I don't really know much about Doom. I know it's like a first-person, like, not zombie, but it's like, is it like aliens?
Demons. Okay. Yeah, it's like a follow-up to. I mean, it's a follow-up to sort of all Dooms, like Doom 1, 2, and all their like expansions, and it's a follow-up to Doom 2016.
And are all the stories intertwined? Like, does it lead up? Do the stories lead on in each new game? Does the story continue, or how does it work?
So, I mean, in the original games, the story is very loose, and it's kind of what you make of it.
Yeah.
Whereas in the 2016 Doom game, it was it got told as you play the game, no cutscenes or anything like that. Whereas Doom Eternal is more of a story, but it's done in cutscenes, unlike the 2016 Doom game. But it's just so much fun, and it's not if I had one piece of advice for anyone that's going to play Doom Eternal, don't stop moving.
Don't stop moving
for a second. Don't stop moving for a second. If you stop
Isn't
moving,
that like a S Club 7 song?
Don't stop. Is that S Club 7?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Around,
don't stop to that funky beat.
Yeah. Oh god, we've set him off now.
Here we go.
Sorry,
this is what we like. We've gone on an S Club 7 tangent somehow.
S Club 7 Junior weren't as good though, were they?
I don't even know who's at S Club 7 Junior are, to me, fair, mate. Obviously, he knows more about it than we thought he did.
Well, if I wasn't recording off my phone, I'd be checking right now, so...
That's true. That's true. And we are very limited to what we can do. Obviously, I've got the PC set up like we usually would have, but we are limited to what we can see, so we're literally going off the list off our phones now to talk about these movies. Not movies, games.
On my phone anymore.
I'm on pen and paper.
Yeah, I'm on pen and paper.
Wow. Back in the Stone Age, are we, boys?
Back to the olden days. Next week, the Earth would have run out of paper, and we are doing it with stone.
Well, they've already run out of toilet paper, so...
Yeah, paper's next.
Paper's not far
behind. Stuff.
Paper's not far behind.
I wouldn't want to wipe my arse with normal paper.
Well, have you tried?
You might have to, though, eventually.
I don't want no paper cuts down there.
Could be worse, Ash. What did they do back in the Stone Age? They must have had to use stuff that, leaves and stuff.
Do you reckon they wipe
nettles.
their arse,
oh, they must have done, surely.
Back in the Stone? No, I reckon it's a recent thing.
What? How recent?
Wiping your ass.
Right, we've gone off tangent here, guys. Big time. We've gone from Doom Eternal to wiping your ass and not wiping your ass.
Are we just going kind of rotating like we did the other day? So Jake, me, Ash. Are we just going to do it that way?
Yeah, go like that. Yeah.
Okay, what game have I got here? Oh, this is a good one. Spider-Man 2.
Movie tie-in.
The movie tie-in game, the one that was on the PS2.
Yes.
Now that game,
I don't know if I remember playing that.
What?
Agreed.
That
great game.
I'm not sure.
That game is, other than obviously the new Spider-Man PS4 that came out, that game is the best Spider-Man game they've ever made.
Yeah.
It's the most,
I agree with you on that one.
Yeah, the web swinging and stuff.
Some trailers or something because I can't remember. I don't think I can remember it.
Do you not ever remember
the Spider-Man 2 film?
Yeah,
I remember the Spider-Man 2 film.
That's the game.
Honestly, I can't remember. I can't remember if I played it or not.
It's just the game of the movie, but at the same time, the movie's great, but the game, I would actually say, was even better.
Really?
Yeah. In terms of not story, the story was the same, but I mean, the gameplay and stuff. It just think it was a better game than that was a better movie. If you can see,
it's probably one of the best movie tie-ins.
Well, yeah, but I still would say that was a better game than that was a good movie. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Do you get what I'm saying? Okay.
At
least you get what I'm saying.
Because I feel like Ash is doubting the existence of Spider-Man 2.
No. I'm not doubting the existence of it. I'm just trying to remember if I've actually played it or not.
Well, you used to one of the missions you would catch kids' balloons, a kid would lose his balloon, and you'd have to go and swing and grab it.
I fucking hated doing that. I fucking hated doing that.
They were the best bits, mate. Saving the kids' balloons.
I hated it. Honestly, hated that part.
No, they had other side quest and stuff as well, but if you compare it to that's what Spider-Man PS4 is pretty much. Insomniac, they kind of based the gameplay off of that, didn't they?
Yeah.
That was if it weren't for Spider-Man 2, you wouldn't have got Spider-Man PS4, probably. So.
Or you wouldn't have got a Spider-Man PS4 that was nearly as good. Because the web swinging in Spider-Man 2 was good, and whatever they did in Spider-Man 2, they've done it better in the PlayStation 4.
Yeah. The PlayStation 4, the PS4 one is amazing. It's not in my list though, to be fair, but it should be because I've not played any of the DLC or anything. I've completed the game, but
yeah.
Anyway,
even I've completed the game and I don't even have a PlayStation.
Have you actually completed the game?
Yeah,
all the way through.
Did you cry?
Yeah, all the way through.
Let's not spoil the ending.
I did not cry. No, I didn't cry.
Oh.
It's the ending isn't cry worthy, is it? Oh no, it is. Oh shit!
I completed it in. I think I completed it in literally one night.
No way. You're doing a Jay from In Betweeners thing here.
No. I seriously
completed it, mate.
Did you do?
No, seriously. One of my mates came over and we just stayed up all night and played it.
Okay. All right.
I think it's a 20-hour campaign, Ash, to be fair.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We stayed up like all night and played it.
Who is this friend? Does he
Paul
exist?
Hawkins.
Tony Hawk, did you say?
Not
So
Tony Hawk. Paul.
Tony Hawk.
Tony
No,
Hawk.
mate, Paul. I worked with him in Maidstone.
Okay.
Paul, you're giving away a lot of information there. Someone's going to put Paul Hawkins on a list now.
I know.
Well, sorry, Paul.
Careful.
I know.
Sorry, mate.
He needs to pay us now because you have to pay for shout-outs on this podcast.
I'll
So
make
now
sure
he
I
owes us
collect
money.
Sponsor
I'll
us.
collect the premium off him.
We'll wear a T-shirt with your face on it, Paul.
I don't know about that.
If that's the sort of thing that you're into, Jake, you go ahead, mate.
If someone sponsors this podcast, I will wear a T-shirt with their face on it every week.
Well, it
There we go.
depends
Until someone new sponsors us with a better offer.
how much are they going to put in for a sponsor then? Because if it's going to have to be a lot of money.
To get your name on a T-shirt, your face on a T-shirt on this podcast, it's going to have to be probably... How much do we pay for our pizzas each week, lads? About 20 quid?
15 quid.
15 quid.
15. But we're going to ramp it up because it needs to get printed on a T-shirt. 20 quid. And I'll wear your face on a T-shirt when we get back to business in the man cave.
Okay.
Sponsor us.
That's a very bold statement that I don't think's ever going to happen. But okay. Ash, anyway, onto your game. We're meant to be doing this, and this was meant to be getting the rest of the list out, but the way we're going, we've only done 2 games so far.
We're not going to get the rest of the list out, are we?
We can't do a part 3.
Maybe in a year's time.
Yeah, maybe in a year's time. Ash, what is your game?
Ooh, what one should I go for first? I'm going to go for Left 4 Dead.
1 or 2?
Let's go 2, because I remember being able to pick up a frying pan and beating zombies to death with a frying pan.
To be fair, I never played Left 4 Dead. I know there's 2
You
of
never
them.
played Left 4 Dead?
Never played them.
I'm a big fan of zombie games, like absolute massive fan of zombie games.
But that's like a zombie horde game, though, isn't it? It's like COD Zombies.
Yeah. Well, it's not like COD Zombies in the fact that you've actually got like proper levels and an actual campaign to it.
Oh, do you? Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's an actual actual campaign, different cities and things like that.
But is this gameplay each level just a different horde that you've got to take down?
It's not a horde in a sense. So like you can go into one room and there could be like 5 zombies in there, but then one zombie can like explode and attract like 100 zombies. So it's dependent on where you are in the level. And I used to love it because, as I say, I love zombie games. So I just love running around, shooting zombies in the head and smacking them over the face with a frying pan.
I do love zombie games, and I think that the thing for me is those zombie horde games, they're good, but especially COD Zombies, something like that gets a bit repetitive after a while. Yeah.
No, I agree.
That's what I found after 2 rounds on World War Z. Can't get into that.
Does that have like a? Is that like a? Because we were playing Daybreak as well, so they weren't with the
State of Decay 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that was that we played that for a little bit, but that's the horde mode that they've got on their game, and that was all right. But after about 4 rounds of that, yeah, it was hard.
Round 3, lads. We can do better.
Yeah, that's as far as we got, weren't it, each time?
We can do better.
To be fair though, they sent the Juggernauts in on the round 3, which are like the really hard boss guys.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I melee'd my way through that round, and I managed to kill the Juggernaut.
Did you just say? Did you just say melee?
I feel like I killed the Juggernaut.
Melee. Okay. No. I know I took him. I know I took him down because I've got an achievement that says I took down the Juggernaut.
I don't believe you.
I believe me. It's fine.
I don't believe you. I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. I don't believe you.
We should have recorded that session, and then we would have had recording proof, wouldn't we? So.
Well, I guess we'll never know now.
We'll never know.
It's all up here.
Right.
All up here.
I think that's back to you then, Jake.
Back to me. Right. Going to throw back to a really popular game, Lego Star Wars. The first one, when Lego games were good.
That is a great shout.
I remember playing as you got to play as Jar Jar in that game as well, didn't you?
Yeah, he had like the double
180
jump.
characters or something like that in Lego Star Wars.
You could play as Jango Fett. Because you remember do you remember the cantina that you could in between going into the mission? So you ran around the cantina, and all the other characters.
I'm talking about Lego Star Wars Episode 1, 2, and 3. I'm not talking about the original trilogy.
Yeah,
1, 2, and 3.
That's exactly what I'm on about. We have spoken about this in the podcast before. To be fair, because remember me saying about I used to record it rent it from Blockbusters.
Yeah.
Every week.
It's just I had to bring it up because it's just such a good game. It's so much fun, and Lego games over the years have not been as good. It was a groundbreaking. That was the first. No, that was like the first Lego game of that license.
Yeah, but that was like the first because there'd obviously been Lego games beforehand. Do you ever remember a game called Lego Rock Raiders?
Yeah.
On the PS1, I think it was on.
Yeah, because you had Lego Racers as well, didn't you?
Yeah. So they had Lego games before then, but the Lego Star Wars was the first one that was that started all the Lego games after, didn't it? Like Lego Avengers, Lego Marvel, Lego Batman. That led into
Harry Potter.
Lego Harry Potter.
I think the thing with Lego games is that it's really lost its charm as the years have gone on.
Do you know what I thought? The reason I thought that it lost its charm is because when it actually started putting voices in. Yeah, that's when it lost its charm. I was
playing Lego The Incredibles the other day.
I never played that. Is that any good?
It's all right if it was your first Lego game, because I've got expectations of Lego Star Wars.
Yeah.
And maybe the first Batman game and the Indiana Jones ones.
Yeah.
I feel like hearing them talk, I can't get my head around it. That's why when I was playing Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 or Lego Marvel Avengers, I could not get my head around it while they were talking. I was like, this is not right. I just loved it because I always remembered in like the first Lego game when you're playing the Phantom Menace, and the ship in the beginning of the Phantom Menace gets shot. The two pilots just float in the air for a bit and then drop.
Yeah, and then they just drop. It's like a Looney Tunes type thing, isn't it?
It's like really proper good. Lego humour, and it's but they drop and then they fall into pieces, don't they?
It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's so much fun, but it's just not the same anymore.
It's because I don't know if they just went they kind of Disneyfied it in a way, didn't they? So they you know what I mean, where they kind of cashed in, and now they pretty much do every sort of Disney license that they've got. So Disney, Marvel, and Lego are just doing all the games from that. But at the same time,
do you think that they've maybe done it because, like, obviously, when they started bringing out Lego games, it was sort of us that were younger and that was going to play them sort of games. Do you think that they've maybe done it so that it grows up a little bit with the people that have originally played it, or do you think they're trying to cater to a whole new audience?
I don't know.
I think they're trying to. I don't know, because I'm worried, because obviously you got the Skywalker saga coming out.
Which, to be fair, I'm going to play. I'm looking forward to that, to be fair.
I'm looking forward to playing it, but I'm also worried, are they going to redo the first two games? Are they going to do the prequel trilogy and then the original?
Yeah, they will do. It's going to be every movie again. So it's going to be the entire Skywalker saga.
But are they going to have voice acting in it? That's my worry.
Yeah, the voice acting's in it from the trailer. I was hoping, because I think from the first trailer they released for that, it looks like there wasn't I don't think there was any voice acting in it. So I was hoping that maybe they're going to go back to how it used to be, no voice acting, and like have the humor just by like hums where you just go
yeah.
And that's how it. And that was pretty cool, because that's what gave it character and gave it a bit of personality. It made it different than just a movie.
Movie tie-in.
Yeah. So
did the Force Awakens Lego game have voice acting in it? I can't remember.
Yes, it did.
That was weird that they made one game out of one movie.
But they didn't make
I've played that one.
They didn't make a Last Jedi either.
Yeah, so I think that's why they're doing this, because I think they cashed in on the Force Awakens.
Of course they did, because there was.
I think it's because even the people that did the Last Jedi didn't want any more Last Jedi out there, so they just didn't bother.
To be fair though, Last Jedi is going to be. Said it many times on this podcast.
Cult classic.
It's going to be a cult classic eventually. People are going to love it. Eventually.
Love
Okay.
it or hate it.
What have I got here on mine? Okay, I'm good to go on my game. So, stick with, since you're on Lego Star Wars, I'll go for a Star Wars title. Star Wars The Force Unleashed.
Really?
Good series of games, that.
And not the second one. I'm not going to include that because I don't think that was a very good game. Good gameplay, but short game, and the story wasn't great. Didn't make an awful lot of sense. But the first Force Unleashed game, no longer canon, to be fair, but great game. Game Gameplay awesome. Replayability, meh. You couldn't really. I mean, you could replay, but you could only replay the set missions, couldn't you? You couldn't. It wasn't free roam or anything like that.
No. I mean, I played The Force Unleashed on the Wii for the first time. I don't think it was as engaging as I thought it would have been.
I don't think you got the same experience as us.
It was painful, mate. So I haven't gone back to it since.
I can imagine. I played it on the Xbox and I did re-download it, but like you were saying, Adam, the replay sort of capabilities of it, even playing it a few years on, I just didn't find it as engaging.
No, it's not. But you could. The thing I liked is with that game, they unlocked the DLC that had like all skins of characters from. You could play like Kit Fisto, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You could, but they were just skins. So you were still, if you went in the cutscenes and stuff, you were still Starkiller, who you played as in the game. But still, it was pretty cool to be able to run around as Kit Fisto and stuff like that. That was pretty nifty.
Didn't they for the second one bring out DLC where you kill Leia and you kill Luke?
Yeah, it was like added DLC missions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's it. No, you kill Luke in the DLC for the first game. So for Force Unleashed, yeah, you go. There was like a couple of added DLC missions where you go. It's because at the end of Force Unleashed, I can do spoilers for this game. It's like
this game's been out for ages.
50-year-old game or something like that. 2009 or something it came out, I think. At the end of Force Unleashed, the guy dies, but then there was an alternate ending where the guy, because you had two choices at the end of the game, you could either go dark side ending or light side ending, and if you went the light side ending, that was like the proper ending, the story ending. But then there was an alternate ending if you went the dark side way, and I think the guy somehow, the main character, survives, but he kills Vader at the end, and then he becomes the new apprentice for Palpatine. So then the added DLC missions after that were continuing that alternate timeline story, where he goes and hunts down. Somehow has a fight with Boba Fett. I can't remember what the story behind that was. He goes to Jabba's palace and fights Boba Fett, and then has a fight with Obi-Wan. So it ties into A New Hope, and kind of an alternate timeline where he fights Obi-Wan outside the Millennium Falcon when they're in Mos Eisley Cantina. So when in A New Hope, when they're in Mos Eisley Cantina trying to get Han Solo to take him on the Millennium Falcon to go to Alderaan. The alternate timeline shows that Starkiller goes to try and hunt them down, and then Obi-Wan stops him, and they have a fight, so you kill him, and then it goes to the next mission, which you then fight Luke on Hoth, and then kill... Oh, no, I think you turn Luke to the dark side. So I don't think you kill him. Cool. But I know you do kill Leia in the DLC for the second game, yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, interesting. Very good game. Shame it's not canon, but it would be nice to see Starkiller eventually come into canon, maybe as an Inquisitor. Have you guys watched Rebels?
Starkiller was ridiculously OP, though.
It was too OP, yeah. It was ridiculously OP. But have you guys watched Star Wars Rebels at all?
No.
No.
Well, you played Fallen Order, though, haven't you?
Yeah.
So in Fallen Order, you've got the Inquisitors.
Yeah.
So they're the bad guys in Rebels. So they're guys that Darth Vader they're Darth Vader's Inquisitors, that they go and hunt down the Jedi and kill the remaining Jedi. So people are saying that it'd be quite cool to see Starkiller as one of his like the lead Inquisitor. Maybe one day they could put him as
one of the things that I do know is the Grand Inquisitor from Rebels, and I only know this from watching a Star Wars video the other day, was a temple guard.
Yeah, he was, and you can get the Temple Guard lightsabers from Galaxy's Edge. You can get you can get replica ones. They're like double blade ones that you connect together.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty awesome, to be fair. They're like staffs. It's like a bit like yours, Ash.
Yeah.
Which you're not.
I will be bringing out a video on that.
I know you're not in your room now to point out your awesome.
Point out, no.
I mean, I could. I'm on my phone. It's portable, so I could go out.
Saving. Oh, you're going to save it for the video?
I'll save it for the video. Save your
lightsaber for the video. We can, because then we've got two lightsaber videos on the channel then.
Yeah, exactly.
Which would be pretty cool.
Before you finish on that though, fanboy rating. We forgot to do it.
Oh yes. Oh, yeah. Do you want to start with my fanboy rating, or do you want to go back to Jake's game?
No. Let's just start from now.
Okay, fanboy rating for Force Unleashed. I'll go for a 7 out of 10. Fanboys.
A 7.
Okay. Yeah, because there's not much replayability. Great game, but it's not, amazing. It wasn't groundbreaking. Yeah. The gameplay was class, but you can't really replay it unless you just play the story for the first time, or if you've not played it for a long time and you want to replay the story. After that, you're kind of done with the game. There's not much more you can do.
Yeah.
I like that we've started off a bit more realistic with the ratings this time rather than an 11 out of 10.
Oh, you wait for it. Wait for it.
Jake was very generous with his ratings last week.
It's a very good game.
It wasn't. Well, what was the game you rated 11 out of 10?
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. I don't know about that. But to be fair, I've never played it, but it wouldn't be 11 out of 10.
I'm playing through it at the moment.
Well, how good is it, Ash?
It's decent, man. It is decent.
Would you say it's 11 out of 10?
Decent. It's amazing.
So far, 8 out of 10.
How far are you through it?
Oh god.
How many shrines have you done, Ash?
Oh bloody hell! Now you're asking me. 6 maybe.
Have you got the glider?
Yeah.
Cool. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, I'm a little bit through it.
All right. Okay. We're going back. Ash, what's your Fanboys rating of? What did you just say?
You didn't say a game.
I haven't said a game. It's my turn now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Are you all right, Jake? You keeping up, mate?
Adam just did Force Unleashed, didn't he?
I know, but I was going to go back. I didn't know if we got. Okay, don't worry. Continue.
No. We're not going back. We're carrying on.
We're carrying on. Cool. You go.
Right. Well, I'm gonna stick on the Star Wars trend.
Okay.
So I know we're gonna go Star Wars Battlefront 2, the original Battlefront 2. The original Battlefront 2, and I'm sure you boys agree with me on this one as well.
Yeah. The original Battlefront as well, the first Battlefront ever made.
Yeah.
Another great game.
Yeah, the original Battlefront was good as well. I did prefer the second one.
Yeah. The second one's miles better.
When Order 66 has been done and you're storming the Jedi Temple.
I don't remember that mission. Oh, no, I do. Yes.
Do you not remember that?
Yeah, you do, because you replay... you do the 501st, don't you? You play as the 501st in the campaign. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. And then you do it does. Is that the final? No, is that the final mission? I can't remember how it leads. No, it's not, because then it leads into them becoming stormtroopers and stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm with you. I think that's one of the first missions actually.
I liked it because you'd go into the library, I think it was. And all of a sudden, these Jedi would just fall from the ceiling and start killing you.
Yeah. I don't really remember much about the campaign. I more remember just doing instant action and running around as Gerald
just
Grievous.
Straight in.
Yeah, and just jumping straight in.
On the Battlefront side of things, the current Battlefront 2.
It's got better.
They released an update quite recently, actually, that I think made it a lot better.
A celebration.
Yeah, but
I bought that.
Yeah, it has got better, and I do play it if I'm honest with you, because it's got the new game mode Supremacy on it. I think it's called.
Yeah, that's just the conquest.
Yeah, you're battling on the planet's surface, and then if you win, you go on to the other team's like destroyer or whatever in the sky. And then you've got a battle to try and destroy it.
And that's where you capture the command points, don't you? Like the Star Wars Battlefront 2 gameplay.
Yeah.
From the original game. Yeah, I remember I think that's what brought a lot of players back to that game, because they turned it, they're trying their best to turn it into how people wanted it, because people just wanted it to be like Battlefront 2, the original one. And that's, if they'd just done that from the start, we'd have all been happy, But they tried to change things. EA tried to fuck people about with the loot boxes and stuff.
Yeah, it was a big deal, wasn't it?
They ruined it for a lot of people.
The one thing I like from the second one to the first is when you want to be like the special characters. So you want to be like Darth Maul or Luke Skywalker, super battle droids, things like that.
Yeah.
In the second Battlefront, it's based on point accumulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the first one, it was a token pickup.
Yeah.
And if you was in the right place at the right time,
you could just run around.
You could beat it.
And I remember Boba Fett being really overpowered in the first one.
Yeah, Boba Fett was ridiculously overpowered.
Yeah, because he was always the character I played as. The first game, to be fair, wasn't that bad. The first Battlefront, it was like I got to level 60 on it. I never
I
played
think
any of the
people were
DLC.
just trying to compare it to the original, though.
The originals, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, do you remember the original Battlefront didn't have heroes? Well, it did, but you could only see them running around on the map. You couldn't actually play as the heroes. And then Battlefront 2 let you play as the heroes, and that's partly why it was the best one for me, because it was being able to run around as Yoda, whoever. Was just you can't beat that. You cannot beat that. It's fucking awesome.
It's a good feeling. It's the way he hops about, doesn't he?
Yeah,
it was like a hop he used to do.
Yeah, and but Vader could fly, and Sidious could fly as well. Well, they could glide in the air. Do you remember? They hold themselves up.
That was.
Yeah, it was bizarre because they couldn't do that in the movies. It's like, why can they now fly all of a sudden? Didn't make an awful lot of sense.
Just doing it.
But I'm going to give that an 8.
An 8.
That's a fair.
Impressive.
That's a fair one.
It's a good game. It's not one of my all-time favorites, but it's
definitely
a good game for back in its day. Yeah, it's a very good game.
Yeah,
fair enough. I've actually had to scratch off 2 games off my list because you guys have mentioned them. So thanks for that.
Sorry, mate.
It's fine because I've still got a lot more. There's no way we're going to finish this list. I can guarantee.
Right. So I had to pick. I don't know if we're going for one game in a franchise or can we go for a franchise as a whole?
Go for a franchise as a whole.
We can go for a franchise as a whole.
Yeah, we've done it. Well, I've done it. I did. I can't remember what I did. I know Ash did the whole Halo franchise.
Yeah, I did Halo.
Right. Batman, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, excluding Night.
Let me just cross off another game off my list. Thank you.
Sorry, mate.
I love that we're doing this.
There's been no collusion as well.
No.
Yeah, we probably should have discussed our list before we actually started recording.
We should have done, but
poor Adam's going to get everything taken off of him now.
I know. Well, it's my turn next, so hopefully I've got something that's going to take it off. No, actually, I think I've got quite obscure games that you might not know, that you might not have played.
Right. So I'm going to start off. I'm going to talk about Arkham Asylum for a second.
Okay.
Arkham Asylum is. I asked you 2 years ago, I would have said it was the best superhero game going. Hands down. It's an incredible game.
Bold shout.
So what's changed since in the past 2 years?
Spider-Man.
Right, okay.
But Batman Arkham Asylum, I think, started off this. Superhero games have always been very hit and miss.
Yep.
I think Ultimate Alliance back in the day on the PlayStation 2 were great games. Well, the first one was, the second one not so much. And I think Batman games have been hit and miss as well over the years.
Oh yeah, definitely.
100%.
Batman Vengeance being a really good game on PlayStation 2. It is one I had on my list for last week, but I thought Arkham Asylum and Arkham City are a lot better. But obviously, like Adam, you talked about playing Batman and Robin on the PlayStation, was it? I
think it was on the PlayStation 1, and it was the movie tie-in for Batman and Robin, the one with Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy.
Yeah. And obviously that's it's being related to Batman and Robin. It can't be a great game. I
don't think it was a great game. Like if you looking back, we watched a video a couple of weeks ago, didn't we, of some YouTuber put like the top, was it 57 Batman games?
57. Shout out Triple Jump.
Triple Jump. That's
Triple Jump. Shout out to you guys.
Yeah.
Cool. As long as they shout us out as well, then I don't mind.
Don't think that's going to happen. I really don't think they're going to be too bothered about a shout out from us either. But yeah, they did a list of all the Batman games ever made, and Batman and Robin was in that list. And looking back on it now, it looks horrendous. But I remember playing it as a kid on the PS1, and it was fun. You could run around the Batcave and drive Batmobile. That's all you want as a kid. But compared to the Batman Arkham games now, especially Asylum will always hold a little spot. I can't say the word. A little special spot
in your heart because you should be in an asylum, or because you just like the game.
Just because I like the game, mate. But thanks for that.
You're welcome.
But Arkham Asylum, I mean, if you can get the Batman the animated series in a game and make it dark like they did make Arkham Asylum, the combat in that game is incredible.
Actually, just doing his lunges for the video.
He's doing his lunges.
I didn't know you could still see me, if I'm honest. My back is killing me.
For the audio listeners who can't see that, Ash just muted his mic and for some reason just started doing some weird lunges.
With the stretch.
Didn't do his stretches before the podcast, did you?
Right. It's my daily exercise.
Working.
Oh, you do
go
need daily
outside for that, mate. You go
I
outside.
don't want to go
for that,
outside.
mate.
I'm a fanboy. We don't go outside.
That's true.
That's fair. That's fair play. I mean, I've watched so many crap films, played so many games. You know, I'm starting to get a bit bored.
Can we just have a little interval in terms of talking about games for a second? I just want to mention that Disney Plus came out for us in the UK. How many days was it? It was last week.
Last Tuesday.
Last Tuesday. And that's pretty much kept me going most of the week from working from home. I've had the entire MCU kind of going in order. I've had them on while I've been working during the day, and I pretty much I love it. I am loving Disney Plus. What are you guys thinking about Disney Plus at the moment?
It saved my train journeys. It saved my train journeys. I've got through the first season of Clone Wars this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got through the first 5 episodes. I'm not allowed to watch Star Wars on the big TV.
Oh, it's the Mrs. Band, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to watch Star Wars on the big TV.
You need to put your foot down.
Bed. I have to watch
I want to go back to last week's podcast for a second as well.
Go on.
And Jake knows what I'm on about already.
Go on.
So, Jake, we were talking last week about the Nintendo Switch.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I know what's coming.
How you wasn't going to get one.
No.
How's that gone?
It's gone really well. I've got one coming on Tuesday.
And how long ago did you sell yours?
About 3 weeks ago.
So you've been without one for 3 weeks.
Fucking Animal Crossing, isn't it? That's the problem. Animal Crossing is an issue. Need it. Apparently, everyone's like, with all this calamity going on, you need a bit of peace and tranquility. I've never played Animal Crossing. I hate games like this, but I'm playing it because everyone's saying it's really relaxing. So
fair enough.
Here we go.
So you've bought a Switch just for Animal Crossing.
No,
I just love the fact that you were telling me, oh no, I'm not going to get one. I'm not going to get one. The missus has said I can't get one. And I say on the podcast last week, oh, it's all right. The missus don't listen. She's not going to know anyway. What? Less than a week later, you go and order a Switch.
I don't know what you mean, mate. I don't know what you mean. I can't say anything bad because it's in the next room.
Okay.
So, all right, I'm gonna Disney Plus. That's
Disney
what
Plus,
you're talking about.
yes.
Disney Plus. I am disappointed in Disney Plus.
Why?
Oh God.
So The Mandalorian has been out since December.
Yeah.
In the United States of America, it comes over here thinking, binge watch The Mandalorian. 2 episodes when it first came out. There is now 3. There's still 5 to go. Fuming, not happy.
No, I agree.
That's about it. Other than that, it's good.
I think they're going to bring them out weekly, but it's quite annoying. You'd expect, since they're all the episodes have been released in America, that they would just brought out the entire lot for us,
Series.
and then let us binge it instead of having to make us wait weekly. How they had to wait originally. That's not really. I don't think that's where we waited long enough.
We'll still be on lockdown by the time the final episode comes out. So
Well, how many more?
Wasn't you saying
8
earlier
episodes
how
in.
much you was enjoying watching High School Musical on Disney Plus?
High School Musical 2, yeah. It was a good film. I used to work it out on a singular CD, flip it over. There was a remix.
Was number 2 the one with Bopsy Drop?
No, that's the first one. This one was I'm not ever gonna stop that.
Oh yeah, where he's on the hill.
He's on the golf course.
And then there's that one where they're singing together, where she's like, "I gotta go my own way."
Yeah.
Well, there's
Oh my God.
fabulous. There's a simple.
What is this podcast turned into? Let's stop this now. Let's stop
We're gonna
this
do
now.
Fanboy Central, the podcast.
Now,
Wait, hold
at
on.
least we know what the podcast is going to be called.
The musical.
We're all massive
We're
fans
going to
of
do
High School
Fanboy
Musical.
Central, the podcast. What have we been doing for the last 5 weeks?
No, we're gonna do Fanboys Central, the podcast, the musical. 1 week. We're gonna do a full musical.
A full musical.
Oh God!
What? Just sing High School
I can't
Musical
believe
songs?
you just started singing fucking High School Musical songs.
I don't know what you're on about, mate. It's great
That's
film.
that's made my day. That's made my day.
Oh, I could think of more songs to sing to you, mate, if you want.
Well, at least I know
please don't.
what should we
Please
call this
don't.
podcast episode then? We need to call it something to do
The
with
High School Musical special.
The High School Musical special. There we go.
So that's one thing on Disney Plus. High School Musical, the musical, the series.
I was reading about this as well. Isn't it based? So it's based off the movies existed, but there were movies in this series, and they're doing a musical of the movies, but the actual events of the movies didn't happen. I think that's
something like that.
I think that's how.
It's really weird. It's like Glee for High School Musical.
I'm not going to watch it. I'll be totally honest.
No,
musicals aren't for me. Although I do remember watching High School Musical, and I did enjoy it when I was 12 or whatever when it came out.
Can I do right? You know how we said that we're never going to have time to get through this list.
I think we know why.
Well, I
don't even remember what game we were talking about now.
We've probably got about 15 minutes left of the podcast, so. Well,
I've only mentioned 2 games so far.
I was on my third, but obviously Disney Plus is the news.
Where?
Right.
We were trying to not talk about news, but we can't not mention it. It came out the other day, didn't it?
Rating on the Batman Arkham games, please.
Asylum 9. Oh no, fuck it, no, wrong way. Asylum 8, City 9, Night 6.
A 6 for Arkham Knight. Wow.
Arkham Knight's 6.
I'd agree on that one. Maybe a 7 I'd give it, but yeah, fair play.
I was very disappointed.
Yeah.
Very disappointed.
The Batmobile missions just ruined it for me.
Dog shit. Absolute dog shit.
Okay,
I think if we've got 15 minutes left, these might have to be our last couple of games here.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit you with. Let me have a look. Well, if we did, and we're not doing a follow-on from this, so let's just do our. Well, from my, I think I've already done my number one of all time in the last episode. I can't remember, but I've got the one that for me was great. So I'm gonna go for Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 and 3. The franchise. We'll just do the franchise. Roller Coaster Tycoon, not the newer Roller Coaster Tycoon World. That's fucking horrendous. But Roller Coaster Tycoon 1, 2, and 3, mate. Fantastic simulator games.
Great games.
That is the pinnacle.
I've never been able to get into simulator games.
Yeah, but this is
Roller Coaster Tycoon is how you start.
Yeah. Who doesn't want to make their own theme park, man? And that was the first game that proper kind of. Well, there was other games like Theme Park. Did you ever play Theme Park?
Yeah, Theme Park was good.
Yeah. So
Did you ever play Thrillville?
No, I never played Thrill. I know what I've seen gameplay of Thrillville, but I never played it.
It was a bit tongue in cheek. That one was a bit silly.
But Roller Coaster Tycoon was, for me, especially I think number 2 was the one that had like a special place in my heart because that's the one that I first kind of. I remember my brother was playing 1, but number 2 was the first game that I kind of. The first time I had to play it myself and tried it, and the gameplay for that time and the kind of stuff you could do, awesome, really good, and number 3 was awesome. And if you ever played Planet Coaster, it's the same guys who developed Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Frontier developed Planet Coaster and made Planet Coaster, which is another great roller coaster simulator game. It's too in depth, like you can literally create anything in that game. It's awesome.
Was it in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 that they did the POV thing, or was it 3 that did it?
3, if I remember rightly.
Was it 3?
Right,
I love that.
Where you could ride the rides, pretty much.
Yeah.
It was free. You could do little things like create families and stuff like that and have them so they go into the park. So you could put your own family, for example. That's what I used to do. Create your own little family, and then you'd see them going into the park, which is quite little things like that made the game just extra special.
Especially nice. Especially nice.
Anyway, that's my game. Ash?
Rating.
Oh, sorry. Rating. For the franchise as a whole, I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay, that's not bad.
There's only a certain degree those games you can play, but you get pretty bored of them pretty quickly because there's a certain playability with them. You can just keep making theme parks, and if you do the campaign missions for them, you can. I never did. I just used to do sandbox mode and make my own theme park. I never really did the campaigns.
I feel like in them sort of games, no one ever does the campaigns. They always just do like sort of sandbox mode.
My mum used to love the Roller Coaster Tycoon games when I think like Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 was the one she played the most, and she used to do the campaign missions for them all the time. For those type of games, she really enjoyed. My mum isn't a gamer in no means or fashion. She's not a gamer, but she did used to play those type of games and really enjoy them. She's more of a solitaire person, I think. She likes Cooking Mama and stuff like that, and Candy Crush. She's like a mum gamer.
A mum gamer. That is
a mum gamer.
It's just a good description. That's it. Oh no! So the whole podcast didn't think that was going to happen.
We was going so long there. But,
Camera fell.
I think, based on what you just said about your mum playing the mobile games, that's going to take me quite nicely onto my next one.
Okay.
Now
it's a mobile game, isn't it?
It's going to do a segue.
Game. It's a mobile game, purely based on the situation that the world is in at the moment.
Yep.
And the amount of joy that this brought so many people, and it brought so many people out of the house. Pokemon Go.
Completely irrelevant at the moment.
Yeah,
you can't actually unless you've got a gym or Pokemon gym over the road, and you could do something there. You can't really do an awful lot, can you? But yeah, I remember playing it when it was in trend. Does anyone actually still play Pokemon Go?
I've seen quite a few people still playing it.
I do occasionally.
Not in the last week or two.
And have they added since it started? Have they added like loads more Pokemon now?
Yeah, they've added loads of Pokemon onto it. And they've added trading, and I think you can PvP battle love trainers as well now.
Oh, can you?
You can. Yeah,
that's pretty awesome. I remember when it first came out, and it was kind of very basic, but it was cool. But I was still, like I said in the last. I think it was the last podcast. Pokemon for me, I kind of missed the boat on that. So I played it and then got bored of it pretty quickly because I didn't really get it. I didn't have that nostalgia feeling because obviously I never really got Pokemon when I was a kid. So
yeah, I used to spend.
Sorry, I was going to say, to be fair, for that game for me, it was good when it first came out, and when I was at work, me and a couple of the guys from work, if we was on the same lunch break, we'd walk around Derby Town Centre and just like catching Pokemon while we're eating our sandwiches on our walk.
Yeah.
And it was really good. And I think, as I say, now people would love to be able to do that again.
I'll tell you when it was really good.
Go on.
It was really good before they patched up the whole driving thing.
Yeah.
So when the game first came out, I'm 100% confident that they didn't patch speed. So if you were in a car and you wanted to hatch an egg, you could just drive around the block a couple of times and hatch an egg. And I think it was about a week later that they patched it, and you have to have a speed. Like if you're going on over a certain speed, it doesn't count. It doesn't count.
I remember getting on a train and hatching all of my eggs at once.
So I don't remember how it worked. So you had to hatch eggs. You had to go walk a certain distance, was it?
Yeah.
And if you just
depending
drove
on
around,
the level of the egg.
Okay.
I think it was 2 kilometers, 5 kilometers, and 10 kilometers.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, because they when all of the world ending started, Nintak, the guys that developed Pokemon Go, they sold 40 incense, which brings Pokemon to you.
Okay.
40 for just one coin, which is equivalent of like a 10p.
Yeah.
And you could buy that, and you've got 40 incense to lure Pokemon to you.
Yeah.
Which was it was a nice little touch, but I still wouldn't understand playing it.
I saw that they released just after I stopped playing, they released like different Pokeballs and stuff that you could use. Because when it first came out, you just had the red Pokeball. That's all you could use.
Yeah, so now they've got Great Balls, Ultra Balls, Premium Balls.
So is it basically just more of a cash grab? So you have to get these balls, you just have to buy them with real cash.
No, you can find them by going to Pokestops.
But you could just buy 100 of them for like £20.
Yeah.
So it's a cash grab because people will just do that instead.
Essentially.
Yeah. That's why I don't have time for mobile games, because stuff like that and Candy Crush and all the other type of games, they're just cash grabs. Like the amount of times that my mum says that she spends God knows how much money on new lives and stuff like that. It just hey, each to their own. If they want to spend, I spend 50 quid on a brand new game, probably the amount that I spent on one game, they probably spend maybe 50 quid on lives, yeah. So I suppose it all does work out, but I think you do spend more money on those type of games than you would buy a AAA game.
I can agree with you on that one. I've made some mistakes on mobile gaming before.
Hey, mate, I used to spend money on Club Penguin and stuff like that. So,
oh god,
Habbo Hotel.
I was never a Habbo guy. I was always a Club Penguin guy. I was in that club.
It used to be back in year 6. There'd be a girl that I fancied, but like, you're going on Habbo tonight, and like you get in your different personality. You'd go up and be like, you're really confident. And like the day after, you'd see him, and it'd be like, oh, hello.
Oh god.
I was always jealous of the Habbo guys because they seemed cooler than running around as a penguin.
I was not cool.
Hey, never take it away from the Penguins.
I just spend all my time on the iceberg trying to tip it.
What about RuneScape? Do you remember playing RuneScape?
I was more of a World of Warcraft guy than RuneScape.
Nah, fair enough.
Dragon Quest.
Never played
Dragon Quest. Was a 2D one with like you have Mech Quest, Dragon Adventure. If I could go back on that, I used to have a really good account. I need to find it to get this still active. I'm really got to talk about it. I'll even do a video about it if it's still active. Who knows?
Don't know about that. Don't know if we're gonna let that on our channel.
Well, I'm going to give a rating and then I'm going to make a suggestion for the last couple of minutes.
Okay.
So, Pokemon Go, I'm going to give it a couple of ratings.
Hold on, you're only allowed one rating.
One rating each.
Okay.
Couple of ratings. So when the game first came out,
yep.
Because of the enjoyability of it, 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Right.
When it started dying down, and they changed a few things, it went down to a 6.
Right.
Now, it would be a 10 out of 10. I would love to be able to go outside and play Pokemon Go.
Wow. Well, that's more than a couple of ratings. That was a few ratings.
Yes, I know. But seeing as we've only got a couple of minutes left, Mella, how long have we got?
We've got about 5.
About 5. Okay, I'm going to suggest, without any explanation of why we love the game.
Yep.
A mentionable honor.
An honourable mention. Okay.
An honourable mention. One game.
Okay. Well, Jake, you start.
I'm ready with mine. Super Mario Odyssey.
Okay. No
Good
explanation.
Good choice.
No explanation. Super Mario Odyssey.
I'm gonna go with Minecraft.
Minecraft. I like it. I'm going to go with Lord of the Rings Shadow of War.
Wow. 1 or 2?
Yeah.
Or both in a combined?
Shadow of War is the second one.
Yeah.
Shadow of War is the second one. Shadow of Mordor's the first one.
Okay.
First one.
Sorry, my bad. Good choice. Would you pick why? I know we're not talking, but why Shadow of War over Shadow of Mordor?
I like the idea of building up your army and the fact that you can like ride drakes and things like that is awesome.
Fair enough. It is a good choice with first. Great game.
Yeah.
Well, are we gonna leave it there, guys?
I think that's a good place to end it.
Yeah.
For this week, yeah.
For this week, we've got another idea for next week. It depends. I imagine that this is going to be the format now, indefinitely until
future.
Yeah.
I think it's a minimum of another 2 weeks because I believe good old Boris said that this was going to be a 3-week plan and he'll review it.
Okay. So, we'll kind of decide as and when things get better that whether we can kind of record together in the man cave. I can have you guys sat right next to me.
I want to come back.
Yeah, I want you guys back as well. It's better than nothing, I suppose. I don't know how good, hopefully the quality after we finish this recording is going to come out okay. But it's going to be the best we can offer at the moment. But that's the same for everybody's in the situation. We're using the best stuff that's available out there, in terms of video conferencing and stuff. I did my research, and this seems to be the best option. So, yeah, there's not much more we can do.
But hopefully, if we've all got a little bit more time, hopefully we can maybe work on bringing out little videos, like little solo videos. So, for example, you've already done your lightsaber unboxing, I'm gonna do a video at some point showing off my lightsaber.
Yeah, and we're actually looking at trying to do some gameplay videos as well, hopefully, but we've not really quite made a decision on that. But yeah, stay tuned. Podcasts will definitely still be happening every Wednesday. Hopefully, the we'll be able to get back together and record it properly. But yeah, there's not much more we can do about it. This is the best we can do at the moment. So, Ash, okay. do you want to tell us where they can find us?
Okay, so now I've got to try and remember. We've got loads of them now. So it's Fanboys Central. We are on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify. Don't tell me. Apple Podcasts, Stictcher.
Yep.
Where else?
We just got approved by iHeartRadio as well. I don't know if anyone uses iHeartRadio, but we're on there.
Cool. We're on iHeartRadio as well. And where can they find our collective of platforms?
Buzzsprout. Yeah.
Fanboys Central, Buzzsprouts.
Yeah. So if you go to fanboyscentral.buzzsprout.com, that will take you to basically where you can listen to the podcast. You can actually listen to the podcast directly from there if you want to, or you can get them on. It's got all the links to all the different directories. So you've got, like you said, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, whatever. So all the links are there. So that's probably the main hub of where if you wanted to find us on whatever platform best suits you, go there first, and then you get direct links to wherever you need to go.
Now make sure that you we'll turn into them like cheesy YouTubers. Like, make sure you like and comment on the video. Hit that notification bell.
Ring that notification bell, and you get notified. I don't actually think I've ever clicked the notification bell on any of the people I'm subscribed to, but do it for us,
please.
Obviously, this is a different format, but we're glad that we can keep getting it out each and every week.
Yeah.
So bear with us while we
work this out.
While we're in isolation.
Okay. So thank you for that, Ash, and we will see you guys next Wednesday.
See you all later.
See ya.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye.